All right, yeehaw, Evelings, have I got a surprise in store for you today. It is the Fit Roundup number 1. Sometimes in Eve you stumble across things that don't make any sense to you. And this was certainly one of those times. A few days ago, my fleet saw a flashy yellow suspect in high sec, and we thought, hey, let's go get him, like you do when you play Eve. So we went and got him, and then we looked at the kill mail and discovered this. Disastrous vomit of parts all over the Megathron Navy issue. Now this kill was, about 750 million, and this is a perfect example of many. I'm still not sure this isn't like somebody who just got bored, fit up the most awful thing they could think of, and then went flashy in high sec. I'm not sure how somebody could actually do this, but let's talk through this fit and talk about some of the problems with it. Hint, every single slot almost is a problem. So let's talk about it. All right. So, the Megathron Navy issue is bonused for large hybrid turrets, so at least they got that right. Right, here's some large hybrid turrets up here, but they're mixed types, and this is a big no-no when you're fitting ships. So this is kind of, it's educational. I'm glad this guy fit this ship up and then got blown up, because we're going to learn something today from this poor fool. So these are, 250 millimeter dual prototype Gauss guns, right? And there's 4 of those. And then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, the guy putting this ship together decided, hey, I want some of these 425 millimeter carbide railgun 1s. And just 2 of those, because we don't want too many of those. So these are mixed types of guns. And the problem with this is, your ship is going to be kind of crappy at everything it does. If it's trying to take something on at long range, like with these guys, optimals of 63K, it's going to only have two of them. If it's trying to take in something closer, with a little better tracking on it, it's going to have 4 of those. And then it's got a cruise missile launcher because, and this is actually a strange thing in general, the Megathron Navy issue has 1 launcher hardpoint, and I'm not sure what the point of this is. If somebody could explain to me why the MNI has 1 launcher hardpoint, whatever. But anyway, so 2 of these, 4 of these, 1 cruise missile launcher, 1, mind you, not even a meta. Are there metas on these? I don't use, of course there's metas. So not a meta launcher, just a launcher 1, whatever. We don't know what we're doing. There's an extra turret hardpoint left over. He could have put another one of these, or another one of these, or just a 3rd random type of gun. Who cares? We're just going for it here on this MNI. And so instead, auto targeting system 2, not the auto targeting system 1, the auto targeting system 2. So let's use the compare tool and see what's better about 2 than about 1. The price is it's about 1 million ISK versus 10,000. Let's see what else is different. The CPU usage goes up a ton. The targeting range goes up a little bit. You can lock 1 more target. Whoa. And that's about it. So in order to lock 1 target, 1 extra target over the Tech 1 targeter, which costs 10,000 instead of 1 million. Although in this fit, 1 million is really a tiny drop in the bucket, isn't it? Now he can lock up 12 targets at the same time. I don't know why 9 isn't good enough. I guess you want this for the auto targeting. I'm not sure the point of that. All right. Then we've got this 50 MN quad lift restrained micro warp drive. But battleships don't really, okay, with this turned off, we go 182, but with it blazing, we go 343. See, battleships are designed to have the 500 MN, so they don't. This is just a wasted slot right here. It doesn't take up any power grid or much CPU, so that's good. Then we've got what I think is the shining jewel of this fit. Actually, that's not true. There are 3 shining jewels. This is one of them. This is a large hull repairer 2. Now, the thing about the large hull repairer 2 is that it's not any good. These hull repairers are not for combat situations. This restores 120 hit points every 18 seconds. What's hilarious is there's actually a stat over here for hull repair rate. This will give you back 7 hit points per second. I don't know what you could possibly be fighting that wouldn't outdamage this, like high sec belt rat frigates. I don't even know, but there's no point in this at all. It is just a hilarious wasted slot. Here are 2 of the smart moves in this build. A Republic large fleet cap battery is totally fine. Cap recharger 2, why not? Reactive armor hardener, sure. We're not really armor tanked because we don't have an armor rep or really any other sort of armor modules. We have a 100 millimeter crystalline carbonide restrained plates down here because that extra 500 EHP is totally worth it. That's amazing. We have an overdrive injector because going from 305 to 343 is hilarious. And a reactor control unit. Now, this is one of the other shining jewels of this fit. This module, all it does is gives you extra power grid. But as we can see on this fit, which is well done for the most part, we have just gobs and gobs of power grid left over. So this thing, which costs 8.5 mil or something like that, it does nothing. It literally just does nothing. You'd be better off just sending 8.5 million ISK to me rather than put this on your ship. Capacitor power relay, I guess it helps it become a little more stable, but whatever. Signal amp 2. Now, this is another shining jewel. Okay, there's like there's 6 shining jewels on this ship. The hull repairer 2, which is a ridiculous module. The reactor unit that does nothing and serves no purpose. There's 7 shining jewels. A 100 millimeter plate, which gives you an extra 500 EHP out of 61,000 or whatever. This signal amp 2, which allows your targeting range to go from 135 km all the way out to 171 km, except there isn't even a single weapon system on this boat that can hit out to 135, much less 171. This is hilarious. Inertial stabilizers, because I guess warping 2 seconds faster means that, I don't know what that means. And then an omnidirectional tracking enhancer, because why not? Here's 3 more shining jewels. The rig slots are the biggest tragedies of all. We have a processor overclocking unit 1, which again is a lot like the reactor control unit. This does nothing. You're not hurting for CPU here. Even with awful skills, you're not hurting for CPU, I don't think, on this build. A large hyperspatial velocity optimizer. That means you can warp at 3.75 AU instead of 3.5. But the problem with this thing is, not only is it useless, but it's also 35 million ISK by itself. And here's an ionic field projector, which actually allows you to get out to the 171. So without those two, you can target at 104, which is still far enough to use anything on here. The cruise missile launcher can probably go a little bit farther than that, but I mean, who cares? Your guns can't really go farther than that. Your drones can't really go farther. Oh, the drone bay. I forgot about the drone bay. Oh my God. So we have 1 Hobgoblin 1, 1 Hornet 1, 1 Infiltrator 1, 1 Valkyrie 1, and 1 Vespa 1. It is the most amazing conglomeration mix of drones I have ever seen in my entire life. It's like just a drone bow, a rainbow of drones, a drone bow, right? And so, you launch the drone bow, and then you fire at whatever you want with your guns and your missile launcher, and you just auto-target everything, up to 12 targets, except I'm not even sure your skills on a character can get up that high. Maybe there's implants that can get you a high. We didn't kill this guy's pod, and I really, really wish we had now. We were kind of being nice guys, but I really wish we would have killed it so that we could have seen what was inside of it. Because what if it was like a... Anyway, so this is a 750 million ISK ship. In, what is that in like real money? That's probably about $15. $15 worth of ship here. And it was ganked flashy suspect in high sec by us. And this fit is so problematic. So how do we fix this fit? First of all, we match our guns. We get rid of this. We match 7 large hybrid turrets up here, and we put, fine, we can have a cruise missile launcher on it if we want to. I don't care. We upgrade this to a 500. We get rid of the hull rep. We can downgrade the battery probably, and we can decide if we're armor tanked or any sort of tank at all. We need some way to repair ourselves. Typically Galente is an armor tank, so we should probably do that. We should always, always, always fit a damage control because we are not noobs. We don't need anything down here, especially not this. And the rig slots are a total mess. You'd be better off leaving them blank, in all honesty, because for the benefit you're getting from these 3, their total cost is, somewhere around 90 million. You'd be better off just leaving it blank. So that's the first one I wanted to show you guys today because I think it's hilarious. That's Roundup fit number 1, episode 1, number 1, number 1. The next fit found on the kill board, somebody linked it. I know this fit's been seen all over the place. I called it I Don't Understand. Now, the estimator down here says 11.5 billion, but that's not accurate because it's not counting the 4 officer gyrostabilizers and the officer drone link AUG and the officer damage control and the officer tracking comp. Okay, on Z-Kill, this thing is about in the 47 billion range. This thing was ganked in high sec by a tornado fleet, and I don't even know what the point of this is. I think maybe it's just somebody who was bored with the game and wanted to lose 70 billion ISK. And they fit this up with a bunch of officer mods, which are very expensive mods. This ship, so 67 billion, this ship is about $1,000. 1,000 real money dollars that you could spend on, I don't know, anything else. A trip to the dentist, comic books, Taco Bell, anything but this. This was killed in high sec. Well, I think it was in a level 4 mission because one of the things on the kill mail is like a rogue drone battleship of some sort. I think it's a glass cannon build, right? You load some, Quake, or no, not Quake. Yeah, Quake. Into these things, and you can put out ridiculous alphas like 14k HP is a really good alpha and almost 1500 DPS. That's really good DPS. But like, maybe this person thought they were on the test server somehow, and they were just dinking around, and they thought, oh, we'll just, we'll fly our Vargur around in the thing. I just don't, it doesn't even make any sense to me. So at least they have a good old damage control on here like you're supposed to, but they have no way to repair themselves at all. But my favorite part of this fit, okay, this is a 67 billion loss, right? Most EVE players, myself included, will probably never have a net worth of 67 billion, let alone lose a 67 billion ISK ship. My favorite part of this fit is that it has a salvager and a tractor beam. Because the loot that you're shooting in high sec with a 67 billion Vargur fit is worth tractor beaming and salvaging. I don't even... okay, so let's say... All right, let's get out Eve's calculator because it's awesome. Let's say you tractor beam and you salvage all kinds of stuff. 67, dun, 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 dun. That's billion. I really wish they had commas on this calculator, but beggars can't be choosers. So how many times would you have to get a pink loot? No one knows what pink loot is, by the way. It's the Sinusoidal field generator things. They're pink. They're pink loot. They're really exciting for new players and even myself in high sec and null sec because most things that come out of rat drops are just like, little 10,000 ISK things. But when you get a pink loot, because it's worth like 4 million. So let's say you would have to tractor in 16,750 pink loots to break even on this with the salvager and the tractor beam. That's my favorite part of this fit. My absolute favorite part. We have a salvager 2 which costs 1 million ISK and a tractor beam 2 that costs 4 million ISK on a 67 billion ISK fit. And there's room left too. These could have been something else. These could have been auto targeter 2. I don't know. But we can learn a lot of lessons from these fits today. The first fit we can learn how to fit your ship. If you don't know how to fit your ship, come into cast chat and chat it up in there. We will tell you you are a big dope and we will try to help you out as best we can. Don't mismatch your guns. Have some kind of tank. Make sure your ship has a purpose other than just belt ratting in high sec with a Megathron Navy issue. Shit fit. And I think we can learn from this. I'm not sure what we can learn from this fit. It flummoxes me so much that I'm using the word flummox twice in the same sentence. But I think the point here is know if you're on the test server or not, I guess. I don't get drunk. I don't know what to tell you about this Vargur fit, other than I'm just glad it wasn't me. So that's Shit Fit Roundup number 1. I'm sure we will have Shit Fit Roundup number 2 at some point, because there are a lot of shit fits running around. And I hope you enjoyed watching this and looking at these awful, awful fits as much as I did. And I will see you next time on Aries Gaming. So please like and subscribe on my channel if you want to see more shenanigans like this. Because I'm always up for a good time in the Eves Online. And yep, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.